Welcome to the chat, please, Matt Leost, the mastermind behind the new emo night in Sydney, the must attend this Friday night. Panic at the Metro, mate. Welcome,
Thank you. Thank you. How
mate.
are you?
Mate, it's good to see that there's a band club night back on the map, and especially after the last couple of years of live music events being a little bit all over the place, and hampered by all sorts of things, including mostly COVID. But it's good to see things are back on the map, and I'm guessing that was probably part of why you wanted to do this was to start putting these sort of club nights back on the map. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a very, very rough time for everyone in the industry since, COVID started. A lot of people lost their jobs and, a lot of, people were not able to attend to see some bands live. It's been a long project that we've been working on to kind of put it when, everyone could enjoy it in the way it is intended to be. And yeah, it's good to have some live events back. People
Yeah,
be able
absolutely.
to come in together and just kind of merge and enjoy and share a passion together. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, give us a bit of history on you know your sort of history on putting on these sorts of club nights or participating in these sort of club nights. Like we're
Yeah.
kind of old dogs of the scene now. Like we've been around, we've been to these shows, we've put on these shows, over the years and that sort of stuff. So, like for those who are sort of maybe they're I mean, emo nights and alternative club nights are sort of, you know, I don't want to say it, but like really kind of old hat now. There's a lot of new people that are coming back on a nostalgia sort of look at it. What's been your experience with these sort of nights over
Yeah.
the years?
I mean, I've gone to a lot of those clubs back in the day. There were quite a few going in Sydney. There was a few in, Melbourne, Brisbane, kind of everywhere around the country.
Yeah,
It was a very good platform for bands to perform, have a bit of a crowd, even like emerging bands that, didn't necessarily be known by people and come in, support another band where, in an environment where there would always be people coming in anyway to kind of enjoy having a drink and listen to music. And I think it was great for bands and agents to come in, find some new bands to be able to play
yeah,
to people. Yeah, I've gone to those clubs, discovered a lot of bands that I ended up, either booking or managing or kind of mingling and be friends with. So,
totally.
um, so I guess this is also one of the reasons why I've wanted to go in that direction and put this club is to rejuvenate the passion of people and having a safe place for people to kind of go and have music goers, people that want to party, bands, agents, kind of everyone being able to be together and
Mm.
in a safe environment. So yeah.
I think if you were to look at like a lot of the bands that are around at the moment that are, have actually, in the last couple of years really started to break through and find some success. And certainly some of the more, the bands that are, touring overseas and are, you know, streaming well and all of that sort of stuff. I think you'll find, in our scene at least, I think you'll find there's a lot of them that would have like either got their start at one of these sort of club nights, one of the Destroyer Alliance club nights back in the day, or not only
Absolutely.
that, there'd be a lot of like friendships and that sort of stuff between bands and band
Yeah.
members that formed out of probably in the smoking area of some of these club nights over the
Yeah.
years. Do you agree?
I feel everything's very different from when it was, but like a lot of bands have had that platform to launch their careers and play to people, be noticed. And you find that back in the day, there was a lot of bands that were, in that medium size that could do 200 to 500, 600 tickets on their own that were playing the clubs. And now, like Polaris is one of them, Northland
Yes.
is one of them, In Heartbreak,
No,
and they're all like,
Polaris is definitely the
very
one I was
big bands
thinking
in the
of.
scene. yeah, they're all bands that have been involved, whether playing or, supporting one of their friends by going to the show. And yeah, it's, I just, I just feel like, they all have that opportunity to grow through this. Um, and yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of small bands now that, are dying to get that opportunity to play with bands like this, or be able to go in a club and maybe, randomly bump into, one of those guys. And
Totally.
um, I think this is a good platform to do it. Yeah, it's, I just, there's a lot of small bands and there's a lot of quality bands coming from Australia. They just need that platform and the help that they can to get noticed. So
Agreed.
um, yeah, I'm very excited about this project. I've been reminiscing a lot of that. The bands that I've worked with,
Yeah.
and a lot of them, just were just really good quality, and those clubs were perfect for them to be able to play a few times on or off cycle. And
Yeah.
yeah, the passion that was behind was great. And yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm looking at to kind of have and connect again. So
And not only that, with this event, it's in an amazing venue. It's in the Metro in Sydney, and like there's not you don't often get to play a venue like that.
yeah, I think there's a lot of small bands that now will get the opportunity to play it, as a supporting band, but it's going to be very rare and it's going to be
Yeah,
to a very minimal part of those bands.
yeah,
So this is also a way to have, a multi-room, because we have the Metro main room, but also the new Metro Social, which is a great 350 cap in there,
yeah.
and that kind of, gives you a footprint in the venue that is great for a nightclub, that you can kind of go from one room to another. But yeah, a lot of small bands then will have the opportunity to play on the bigger stage, which, it's kind of a dream when you play on your few shows, only have a few friends that go to your shows and get to play to a crowd in front of, I don't know, hundreds of people on a big stage with a good production. So
One of life's little pleasures, absolutely.
yeah.
With a room that's sort of like that 350 cap, like you said, Metro Social. I mean, that sounds like that's going to be a really great sort of aspirational room to play for some
Yeah,
bands around Sydney and people touring as a sort of
yeah,
like, that's achievable to sell out, and for a launch show or something like that as well. So like that,
it
like
is. It
that
is.
sounds great.
Yeah, it's a room that, we're looking at to have as well, and kind of use a bit more for bigger bands to do, smaller shows, or those, local bands that want to do a launch. It's still a work in progress. It's
Yeah.
not, fully finalized as we envision it, but it
Mhm.
is, it already, like, it is pretty much there. And
Well, it's going to be a
the
good intro
production is
to it.
great. Yeah, there's great production in there. It's a great stage. It's the vibe in there. It's yeah, it's amazing.
That's
So
sick.
we're very excited about that one as well. So
That's sick. Is there any hints that you can give about potential future Panic at the Metro events, or is there any plans to expand it to other cities or anything like that?
I mean, at this stage, we want to, I'm based in Sydney.
Mm.
I just really want to, kind of focus on that, city, and just making sure that it works, because you don't want
Yeah,
to put, all your eggs in the same basket and kind of fail at everything. So one thing at a time. We never know in the future, maybe. But the the immediate goal is Sydney, get the first one, get it successful, get people to come in and enjoy, kind of see what we're trying to achieve, and then get the next one on, and hopefully make it work for the long term. So
hell yeah. Oh, that sounds great, man. I'm really really excited for you. Like, give us the 30-second elevator pitch. Let everyone know why they should come down on Friday night.
well, think since COVID, there's been very difficult to connect in that sense and share your passion, especially in that scene, where the shows need to be standard, and there's been so many restrictions of seated, and then can't have the capacity. We have decided to put a fairly low ticket price of $25 to
Yeah,
have quite a big deal. Hellions, Clay J, Dreamers Crime, Teeth, Infinite Illusion. We also have a DJ set from Trophy Eyes, and a Sydney local band Closure as well, doing a DJ set, for $25. 8 p.m. to I think 3:30 on
Oh
Friday
wow,
nights.
it's going late.
You know, prime location in the city. I think it kind of sells itself, but we want to see people there. We want to see people support the bands,
Totally.
support the small bands as well. I know I'd love a lot of people are excited about Hellions, obviously. All the bands on the lineup are great, and I'd love to see people come in early and support the bands that play early as well, because that's the goal, is to support everyone in that scene, whether it's the small bands, the big bands, you know, aspiring agents that want to look at and find a band, and people that just love music in general. So
Nice one, man. Thanks so much. I'm really excited to see where things go for Panic at the Metro and beyond. So thanks so much for your time, man. I can't wait to share the word
no,
about it.
no, thanks for your time. Thank you so much.